Good afternoon, everyone. Madam, first of all, I thank Agriculture Information team for giving me an opportunity to share some my opinion on supply chain, how this works, and what is role in its important role in agriculture. So, before going understanding supply chain and agriculture, there are some terms where we have to understand the system. Before knowing the importance, we need to understand how basic, what are the things we need to know. First is we need to understand what is supply chain management. What is supply chain? It is a supply chain is purely into organized retail chains where movement of produce from one stakeholder to other. It is moved from a series of supply chains where entire set of production, distribution, and marketing are channelized till the end of the consumer or till it reaches the end user of the consumer for a specific product or a service. When we understand what is the prerequisites at the production side, distribution and marketing, then only we can strengthen the supply chain. Then the whole concept we call it as a management. So movement of produce from the producer to ultimate consumer, we call it as a supply chain. And the chain which reflects at each stage what are the marketing activities and what are the activities need to be taken by the both the different stakeholders, we need to assess. That's what supply chain speaks. So now, supply chain is purely marketing channels which are enrouting through the movement of producer from producer to consumer. Suppose a farmer grows the coffee, it till it reaches the consumer. What is the channel they are following, and through which channel it is very effective? Either maybe cost effective or the product which is uh, reaching the consumer very fast. So there are different criteria, and according to Moore, he says that the chain of intermediate through whom the various food grains passes from producer to consumer constitute a marketing channel. Means when a commodity moves from producer to consumer, that channel we call it as a marketing channel. So now we need to understand what are the benefits. If channel is good, how it is benefit. So here, first is it builds the strong relationship with the partners and supporting clients. It provides better distribution process with less delay for demanded goods and services, increases efficiency and functions of the companies, lowers shipping and warehouse costs, assist business in supply chain to reduce duplication and elimination and efficiency. So, see, the main benefit is resource cost can be reduced. See, instead of keeping our produce for more than 10 days or 30 days, then we dispose of to customer, or on the other way, waiting for a commodity to come, and we are on the waiting side and we expect something early. So there is almost a cost involved in the transaction. That cost can be reduced by proper supply chain. So this is the major benefit where you can say benefit of supply chain, not only for the producer or consumer, it is completely to all set of stakeholders. And graphical presentation is first input supplier, means there may be seed or plant protection chemicals. All those things are provided to the producer, and he produce the produce and it moves to the processor. Like if a producer farmer grows a paddy and it goes to the processor, like milling everything, and then it goes to the wholesaler, and then wholesaler it will go to retailing, branding everything differently according to their needs, and then till it reaches the consumer. So these are the activities, line of activities where at each and every individual perform their particular action to customized according to needs of the consumer. So in this supply chain management, we have four types of processes. One is integrated planning, implementation, coordination, and control. Here we see integrated planning, implementation, coordination. Why these are all very, very important means, see, first a producer, he gives goods to the distributors, and these distributors give goods to supply goods to the wholesalers, and wholesalers will make available to the retail stores, and there from this it will move to the customer. But on the other hand, what consumers are expecting, that information is stored in retails, then they will take order and they will inform the wholesalers, and then it will go bi-directional. This is goods flow and that is information flow. All this process has to be effectively transmitted, and so that whatever the producer is going, the consumer is getting or not in that fashion. So this is whole process, we call it as a supply chain management. And later we have a network, a series of network, where a farmers, then it moves to processors and then distributors and retailers. Here stakeholders, we have NGO, governments, other any policy holders who are involved in distribution. For them also it will create a networking. So if these networking at processor level, distributor and retail level are good, then we can say the supply chain management for a commodity is very good. For example, for supply chain management for a paddy, it is very good because the farmer produces and it can be distributed for everyone. Whereas for a millet, a farmer grows, but it will not reach all the retailers to some proportion. So here we can say supply chain for the millet is less comparatively to the paddy, which their value chain, supply chain is more than the millets. So these are few examples where we can say supply chain efficiency networks will help. And what are the characteristics? How it impacts on logistics or transports? Here, if we won't follow the supply chain management, the overall effect will be shelf life. Means instead of keeping raw materials for 100 days or 2 3 months like that, maybe if raw material is not good, it will be used for only 1 month. Remaining 2 months, it can get decay or infected. So this is how the product is deteriorated. And what is loss for the growers and producers? Long production and seasonality and variability in quality. If it is a good, then this is not a problem. If it is not good, it is definitely responsive and flexible for the planning process. It will create a problem. Since it is a seasonality, for example, mangoes, they will come in season for only 6 months. Remaining, they have to plan for the first season. So this is how the shelf-life period and impact on proper value chain is not there. It will impact on growers and producer as well. And the other end, it is impacts on food processing also. Low variety like sophisticated capital incentive and yield quantity possibilities, installation, storing buffer. All these issues will be product and its process characters. When it comes to logistics, importance of production scheduling, when we have to be and when timing is to be taken, all those things need to be taken. And whereas auctions and wholesalers, they will be available for the variety of quality and supply of farm inputs, seasonal supply, and requirement of conditioning transport needs. These all impact on timing, pricing, and need for conditioning and pre-information on quality products. So this is how, if if a good supply chain exists in a particular location, we can increase the shelf life, seasonal productivity, not only seasonal productivity, even we can supply the produce off season also, and we can handle with high volume and low variety and with high capacity intensive maintenance, which supports food processing industry. And we also, it can also help the wholesalers and retailers. This is how these are the important characters. And we know for in agriculture we have different kind of marketing channels. For cereals, it is different. For pulses, if we have a glance on it, the marketing channel for the agriculture crops is similar. Only thing in case of wholesaler and end user is different. So here, the first channel is farmer to consumer and farmer to retailer or village trader or to consumer. And other channel is farmer to wholesaler and retailer and to the consumer. So sometimes cooperative marketing societies also involved, which take part in from farmer to cooperative, then to retail and consumer. Sometimes government agency which procure them like wheat, okay, which procures for a fair price shop. These will also help the consumers when there is a natural calamities. and farmers to wholesaler, flour millers and retailers and consumers. This is the ultimate last marketing channels. And we have marketing channel for a wheat where the producers can disperse their produce either directly producer to consumer or village traders, wholesalers and retailers, or through producer to retailers or village trader and directly can come to consumer, or producer to wholesaler, flour miller, then retailer, then consumer, and sometimes we have cooperative marketing society, and from them retail and consumer. So this is our alternative channels which creates different stages for different supply chain management of the commodity from producer to seller. So we have since fruits and vegetables have very very short life, the perishable commodities which are very less shelf life, they have comparatively less life. So that is primer to consumer, primer to wholesaler, and producer to processor, producer to primary wholesalers, producer to primary wholesalers, secondary wholesalers, retailers, consumers, and production to local assembly. Because in Indian condition, many of the production sites have been associated with the local assembler, and then they will sell it to the wholesalers, then retailers, and to the consumers. This is how the majority of fruits and vegetables are made. And in case of fruits and vegetables, this is the how the supply chain looks. The movement of produce goes for a local assembler, primary retailer, and alternate channel is primary wholesaler, retailer, hooker, and then producer. It is a processing part where juice conversion or any other processing part directly to consumer. Then producer to primary wholesaler, secondary retailer. So these are the marketing channels where supply chain exists from movement of produce from one source to other, and these are all the we can say stakeholders involved in the fruits and vegetables. So for oil seeds also, it is more or less same. Only for eggs also, these are the few examples where marketing it, and for pulses also. Here in case of pulses, producer to consumer, producer to retailers, producer to retail wholesale to the year, pulse mills will come, and then retailers, and pulse miller to consumer, and directly wholesale to pulse miller. Here, pulse mills will come in picture for a pulse crop, especially red gram. And what is the importance of supply chain means for perishable horticulture product? It has to we have to follow particular supply chain, or else the fruits may get decayed and vegetable may get decayed, and they may not get the possible price what farmers are expecting initially when the production during the mass production. And domestic and international markets, they prefer fresh and vegetables. It is important to organize fresh, I mean a good supply chain where the commodity look fresh when the customer is to take. And supply chain management is highly efficient in markets, established markets which are corporate sector companies like Safal and Reliance. They are organized corporate sector. There the productivity, the production, once the production is made, the product is moved in a very undamaged way, so that its efficiency increases. And efficient management and efficient supply chain is very necessary to increase the value addition of the exports. So this, on the other end, there are many factors which affects the marketing channel, which indirectly factors affecting the we can say supply chain management. The first supply chain management factor is factor related to product, maybe perishable in nature, size of the product, usability of product, and unit price of the product. When their products are having these characters, supply chaining of those commodities will be very challenging. And company related facts, companies for financial position, product and facility and stuff, how they are moving. And factor related to middlemen, the for people who are engaged in movement of produce from one state to other or one region to other, whether the person is that credit worthy or not, that we need to check. And what is how is aptitude and financial competence, this is how we need to check the factors related to that. And other factor is competition, intense competition or competitive position is there. When we address all those things, we need to understand what is the we can say SWOT analysis. Okay, strength, weakness, and opportunity and threat. Here we have identified some issues related to, we can say, challenges, where we can say supply chain management uh, covers, or we can say signals the transmission of price signal, which are lead to over and under production of farmers, and agriculture supply chains in India are weak, and too many middlemen in the supply chain plays an important role in observing the prices, and presence of asymmetric information means we farmer won't find same information from many sources. Different people tell different meaning. So in that way, the farmers are not getting proper information on the supply side. And lack of infrastructure, availability of insurance, non-availability of insurance for products, and underdeveloped ITC infrastructure and e-supply chains to transmit right signals, and speed distribution of storage capacity between states. Means whatever the production is there, the production areas are not meeting the storage capacities. So in nutshell, I can say, since we have a large network of markets, but infrastructure need to be developed, and with proper linkages, we are lacking the proper linkages. And in absence of this, producers of horticulture product get very low share in the price market, and consumer has to pay higher price. So in the world market, the Indian products is poor, but mainly due to the supply chain logistics, and a fully integrated approach is important for a better communication and minimizing the gaps of the information, especially in the supply chain. So this is what I intended to tell, madam.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for an
Yeah,
informative presentation. I will take up the questions from the participants now, sir. In
yeah,
the meantime, can you please stop sharing the screen, sir, so
yeah.
that we can see your full video? Yeah. I'll move on to the questions now. What key factors determine the success of a well-managed agricultural supply chain?
Madam, first thing is producer and its products. When how a product should be moved, that should be decided by the producer and the end user. What kind of product he wants. Suppose if there are a vegetable, it cannot be sent in a packed cardboard. Like fruits and vegetables, we see in a cardboard where some aeration is required. Okay, whereas for refrigerated vans we have where cooling is must for the to require the freshness of the vegetables, especially if we get apples or any other fruits. Maintaining their relative humidity and temperature is very essential. So these kind of prerequisites things will decide what kind of logistics is required for the that command. So this is how it plays important.
Okay. Can you highlight specific examples where streamlined supply chains have significantly improved farmers' income and market access?
Yeah, madam. There is in Punjab where there are many we can say contract farming companies, where contract farming means providing all the inputs whenever the farmers are needy, and after harvest is over, the produce is moved without delay to the company. So this is how there is an mutual understanding and agreement between the producer and seller. Without a loss in the commodity, they will take all the produce on time. So this important role of the supply chain plays very important decisions in earning the farmers earning and also companies profit.
Okay. How does technology integration enhance the efficiency and transparency of agricultural supply chains?
Madam, technology, for example, if we say the perishability of a, for example, tomato, okay, we don't know when it rives once it is harvested. But if there are some thermos indicators which gives when the fruit can be ripened at what temperature. So this can be assessed by using many food processing tools. If we use, suppose a tomato is moving from Delhi to Hyderabad at 30 degrees or 20 degrees, this cannot be ripened for 1 week. So if a producer, if a people stakeholder who is involved in processing of that, he can maintain 10 degrees of the temperature in the refrigerator van so that the product cannot be damaged due to transport. So these kind of technologies have very significant impact on the supply chain management.
Okay, and move on to the next question. What challenges do farmers commonly face in supply chain management, and what strategies can address these challenges effectively?
First challenge is, madam, they are not aware of what is supply chain or what is how is their commodity will be moved from one place to other. First, we should educate them or bring awareness where your product is going and how best they can sell their commodity in a very fresh or very less damaged products. For example, once the fruits or vegetables are, especially onions, once they are harvested, they has to be openly kept in the field to in order to reduce the some we can say wetness, because the fruit should become dry, means whatever the fungal diseases are there, if it will become dry, then the proportion of infection will be very less. So this is what we need to address, or we need to educate the farmer. If they keep their product very clean, that can be sent to distant markets. If it is not good or not maintained properly hygiene, that will be sold only in regional or nearby markets. If we educate, every farmer will try to keep their product in a very best way.
Okay, I will move on to the next question. In the context of global markets, how does a robust supply chain benefit the export potential of agricultural products?
Yeah, madam. See, in the robust worldwide phenomena, as we are very topper in the agriculture and allied productions, okay, we can say improved technology or improvement in the high yielding varieties have boosted the production, and thereby we are one among the top countries where we are selling our commodities for in the international markets.
Okay. What role can local or community-based supply chain play in supporting small-scale farmers?
Madam, community-based organizations have greater role because they have to organize the meetings at the community level. They have to keep awareness on the supply chain, how it will impact their income and as well as the stakeholders' investment. So they have very great role to do that. If the community engagement is there in the supply chain at a grassroots level, then definitely there will be a benefit for the stakeholders, all the stakeholders.
Okay. And move on to the next question, sir. How does climate change impact agricultural supply chain, and what adaptive measures can be implemented to ensure resilience?
Madam, first is farmer needs to adopt which are the crops which requires very less water. They need to identify and they need to grow. This is the first thing they have to. And second thing, to mitigating the risk of climate change, they need to undertake some insurance, crop insurance like that. So these two strategies are very essential to mitigate the climate change.
Okay. Can you share insights on the role of data analysts in optimizing decision making within agricultural supply chains?
Yeah, data obtaining means it's at the farmer's end, how a farmer need and how the quality of the product need to be managed, and how what is the function of the company, and what are the things what the customer is looking for, that we need to be addressed at the company level, and those data need to be shared among the farmers. So where the consumer who is taking your product are looking for these parameters, so we need only particular size of food grains or particular color of food grains or requisites as per the consumer. So this is how we can address the issue.
In your opinion, what innovations or emerging trends hold promise for further improving the efficiency and sustainability of agricultural supply chains?
Madam, technology wise means now artificial intelligence is coming. To the using that we can assess the shelf life of commodities, and based on that we can reduce the extent of damages of the agriculture produce which are highly perishable.
Okay. I have finished all the questions, sir. Let me check if we have any further questions. There are no further questions, sir. Thank you very much. We have now completed the round of questions. On behalf of agricultureinformation.com, we like to thank Dr. Vijayachandra Reddy.S for the talk and for answering the questions. I like to also thank all the participants in the meeting. This meeting will now be closed.
Thank you.
You're most welcome, sir.